Hello, everyone. Welcome back again to Overcomers Connect. I'm your host, AB Ambek, and today we're diving into a topic most people avoid, the D word. Oh, yes, we're talking about death readiness and breaking the cultural taboo. So now, in many cultures, especially African, Asian, and Caribbean cultures, talking about death is seen as inviting bad luck. Okay? Some believe that if you plan for it, if you plan for death, you are calling it closer. You are inviting death to come soon. But people, here's the truth. Death is not an if you will die one day. No, it is not. It's a matter of when it will happen. Okay? So death is a natural phenomenon. It's a process of life. It's a part of us, whether we like it or not, or even if we are trying to avoid it. We don't want to talk about it. It's not going to make it go away. It's something that will stay calm. Okay? So avoiding the conversation doesn't make it go away, like I said. It just makes it harder for people you love when that day finally comes. Okay? So it's good you talk about it. Many of us grew up hearing things like, don't speak of death. It's a bad omen. Oh my goodness. Why will you be talking about death? Or when you have a spouse, a partner, you want to make your will and all that. Oh my God. People frown at that. They think you are talking about death brings bad luck. It's a taboo, as a matter of fact. Yeah? So they tell you, leave tomorrow to God. You don't have to decide. It's only God that knows tomorrow. But fellas, why faith and hope are important? Ignoring the practical side of death creates more pain than peace. Okay? The taboo comes from fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of tempting fate, and fear of discomfort. But here's the thing. Planning for death is not inviting it, but protecting your loved ones from chaos and debt when that day finally comes. Okay, people? I've seen it too many times when a parent passes away unexpectedly and the children that are already grieving are now scrambling to raise thousands for funeral costs, to raise money from transportation of the body of the deceased, right? Trying to raise money for the ceremony, feeding of guests, and all other cultural expectations because the said parents did not make the right plans before that time. So they leave everybody onto their children and loved ones. Some have to take loans, even some family members. Some children have to take loans, sell property, or beg friends and strangers for help and donations when they lost their parents or family member, just to make, ends meet. And to make things worse, why they are doing all this, trying to prepare the funeral when there is no money on ground? They can't even grieve properly. They cannot properly grieve, but they are just out there trying to bury your unprepared ass. So be prepared. Okay? We need to ask ourselves, do I want my children's last memories of me to be stress and debt, or gratitude and peace? Yeah, we need to ask ourselves that question. If we want our last memories with our children to be that of stress and debt, or the memories should be that of gratitude and peace of mind. So parents, here are some ways you can prepare for death. Number one, prepare funeral expenses. Many funeral homes often offer repayment plans. You choose the kind of burial you want. You pay in installments, and your family won't have to worry when the time comes. Okay? So, number two, you can go ahead to write a will. Writing a will is not a taboo. A will is not just for the rich, it is also for anyone who has a property, anybody who has possessions, or even a small bank account. It doesn't matter. They are yours. Okay? Writing a will, it prevents family fight and ensures that your wishes, are respected when you've departed. Okay? So, number three plan you can make towards death readiness is legacy planning. Decide what you want to leave behind for your loved ones, whether it's money, whether it's property, whether it's a business, or even personal letters and messages to your loved ones. Decide on what you want to leave. And then number four, insurance. Life insurance is one of the simplest ways to ensure funeral costs and debts are covered. Okay? Know that when families openly discuss death, they remove the mystery and the fear involved in it. It becomes a conversation about legacy, about love and responsibility, not just loss. When having that conversation, you can say things like, when my time comes, I want a small, peaceful ceremony. Okay? Then you can decide. That is when you decide who you want to be in your funeral. Because now you are alive. There are a lot of people who don't want you. Some even contributed to the death, if it's a sudden one. And then in your funeral, they are there, displaying, parabolating, showing off as if, yes, but you were that close to them. So being alive and getting ready, that is when you lay all the plans. Okay? Who you want to be there, what color of clothes you want to wear, what kind of music you want them to play for you that will actually give you peace of mind. All these things are things you need to discuss. You need to have that conversation. Okay? If it's a big funeral you want, if it's a small one, so that is the time you decide all. And then you let your family know and you say, I have already sorted the cost. So you don't have to worry when the time comes. Okay? And then you can also say, here's some of my important documents. This is where I kept them in case anything happened to me. You make these preparations. There's nothing bad. There's no taboo in that. These conversations bring clarity. Okay? Not doom. They allow you to live the rest of your life with the rest of your life without the shadow of unpreparedness. Without the shadow of unpreparedness hanging over you and your children, thinking of what to do without sufficient money when you go, when you depart. Okay? Fellows, death readiness is not morbid. It is love in action. It says, I thought of you even in my absence. I cared enough to leave you in peace, not in pieces. So people, If your culture tells you not to talk about death, remember you can still honor tradition while making wise plans. Okay? Being ready does not mean you are giving up on life. It means you value the people you leave behind and want the best for them. Okay, fellas? So thank you all for joining me today on Old Age Ready. Okay? If this episode touched something in you, please share it with someone who needs to hear it. Next time we'll talk about emotional readiness, finding joy and purpose in your later years. You don't want to miss that. Until then, people, I'm A.B. Ambeck, reminding you, be old age ready, because your loved ones deserve peace and not pressure. Thank you. Be kind to yourself and be kind to others. Stay strong and stay free.